A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a significant development in the ongoing conflict between Ukraine and Russia, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy has expressed serious reservations about the United States' proposed peace plan. The plan suggests that Ukraine withdraw its troops from the Donbas region, a move Zelenskyy argues would be unjust without guarantees that Russian forces would not seize control of the territory. Speaking to journalists in Kyiv, Zelenskyy outlined the complexities involved in the negotiations, emphasizing that a fair compromise is essential for any agreement to be acceptable to Ukraine. The U.S. has shifted its stance, now suggesting a compromise where Ukrainian troops would withdraw, but Russian troops would not advance into the territory, which the U.S. envisions as a free economic zone. However, Zelenskyy questioned who would govern this area and raised concerns about the possibility of Russian troops disguising themselves as civilians to take over the zone. If one side's troops have to retreat and the other side stays where they are, then what will hold back these other troops? The Russians? He asked, highlighting the serious implications of such a move. Zelenskyy insisted that any agreement involving territorial concessions would require the approval of the Ukrainian people, potentially through a referendum or elections. The current U.S. plan involves Ukraine withdrawing from Donbas, where Russia has been making advances, while the front lines would remain frozen in the Kherson and Zaporizhzhia regions. Zelenskyy has been under pressure from former U.S. President Donald Trump, who has criticized him for not fully engaging with the peace plan. In response, Zelenskyy mentioned that the Ukrainian negotiating team has sent a revised plan back to Washington, addressing key issues like territory and control of the Zaporizhzhia nuclear plant. He acknowledged that the negotiations are ongoing and fluid, stating, "It's not the final plan, it's a reaction to what we received." The broader question remains whether Russian President Vladimir Putin is genuinely interested in reaching a peace agreement or merely stalling for time to continue military operations. NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte warned that allowing Putin to achieve his objectives in Ukraine could lead to a larger war in Europe, urging European nations to increase their defense spending. Meanwhile, Zelenskyy held discussions with leaders from a coalition of nations supporting Ukraine, emphasizing that only Ukraine can make decisions regarding its territorial integrity. Amidst the ongoing conflict, Zelenskyy is also pursuing potential security guarantees and economic renewal documents with European leaders, as the EU continues to discuss Ukraine's prospects for membership despite opposition from Hungary. The situation remains precarious, with Zelenskyy calling for immediate ceasefire measures to alleviate the suffering of the Ukrainian people as negotiations continue. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.